Hey everybody, Juice here, your host of all the battle reports here at the Long War, where we always keep it icy. Big special shout out and thanks to all the Long War veterans. If you haven't already, stop what you're doing. Literally, stop calling to work. Shut your computer. No, don't shut your computer down. Shut your phone off, unless that's what you're using to look at all the 8th edition rumors that are coming out. And head on over to longwar.net and become a veteran of the Long War today. Beats Lab, me, nobody sitting to my right nor left except these two beautiful bastards. It is 8th edition on the rise, 7th edition currently, so why not? Let's do a battle report breakdown versus style between a 7th edition Dreadnought and an 8th. Alright veterans, let's break this army down. You've seen these before. They are coming in fresh, hot off the table from Fast and Ready Painting. Go check them out on Facebook. So let's get into it. Dark Eldar. They were a powerhouse back in the day. All the firepower, all everything. This current configuration, 3 Ravengers, bunch of boats, Venoms with Trueborn, a Raider with Trueborn, everybody, the whole Incubi squad plus ICs in the bag. This list racks out at 30 Strength 8 AP2 shots and on the upwards close to 100 poison shots. And on the other side, here we go. We've got 2 Dreadnoughts. I need you guys to tell me right now which is the 7th edition Dreadnought and which is the 8th. Alright, so 7th edition Dreadnought is going to be to my left, your right. Again, identical, except in what edition we're playing, to the 8th edition Dreadnought. How we're going to use toughness versus armor value. We've seen this in myths. We've done this here in the Beats Lab before, and it's going down one more time. For reals though. 7th edition Dreadnought, right here, armor 12, 3 hull points. We're going to start simple, okay? We're going to start with a Ravenger chilling in the back. One guy, right? Hitting on 3s. Strength 8. That's a glance. Nothing we can do about it. He has 2 hull points left, right? Next guy coming up. That is a pin. AP2 on a 6, it goes kaboom. It doesn't, it's shaking. 1 hull point left. Last Ravenger. Pin. Again, it's already wrecked. Let's see if it goes destroyed. It does. Ladies and gentlemen, armor value 12, 3 hull point 7th edition Dreadnought. All it takes is 9 Strength 8 AP2 shots, and it is no longer in the game KO. 8th edition Dreadnought. Toughness value 7, 8 total wounds. Come to find out that's what you need a D8 for. Marking his wounds. 3-up save. That's exactly what we've been asking, begging for. Thank you, GW. All right, let's put dice to the table, as people would say, pen to paper. I have 9 Strength 8 AP2 shots. We saw that just take down with reasonable ease a 7th edition Dreadnought. Let's see what it does against an 8. Again, hitting on 3s. We are assuming wounding on 3s. Okay, that is 5 wounds. 5 wounds. Guess what? That's not picking him up, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, that is still 8th edition, a Dreadnought standing toe-to-toe ready to go. So, in all reality, we believe that AP2 weapon is going to be -3 to your save. So I have a 3-up save, -3. Now I get a 6-up save against this. Boom. Back to 4. Unreal. Unreal. Let's see what else Dark Eldar can put down for him. Alright, next up on deck, we've got our troop choices, right? So we've got their Raiders and the blasters from the Raiders. We're only showing Strength 8 AP2 now. We're going to leave all the other weapons alone. But, so I've got a total of 8 Strength 8 AP2 shots, okay? Now, again, you're either going to hit on 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, whatever the case may be. There's no Bliss skill modifier. I am assuming that a troop choice, a basic troop, is going to hit on a 4. Why I say that is because the elitists in the armies, like Trueborn, who are better, are potentially going to be able to hit on 3. So that's why I say, again, speculatory right now, but so I have 8 shots between the vehicle and the 4 blasters from the troop choices inside. Okay, that's what math says. 4 hits. Wounding on 3s. Okay, that is 3 wounds. He He has 1 left, but 6-up save. All right, moving on to the next. First Trueborn squad. Ooh, 1 hit. Nothing. Second Trueborn squad. Oh my goodness, needing 3s to hit. Long ward it. So Dreadnought is down unless I stick a 6-up save. Veterans, I want you to understand something. No doubt in my mind, 100% chance that I make this. What did I say? Never in the history of ever have I failed a single 6-up save. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 30 Strength 8 AP2 shots survived by the Dreadnought. 8th edition is definitely going to kick ass. Kicking it back over to the 7th edition side. The Dreadnought did not fare well at all, as armor value does not in 7th edition, period. It went down very easy. So now let's move it over to the small arms fire. All arm, strength 4, poison attacks, whatever the case may be. Let's go ahead and start pulling the triggers on them and see if he survives. Of course he survives. In 7th edition, we don't play that shit. If you, strength 4, poison attacks, can't even interact with armor 12. So he is going to Raffle Stomp all over some Dark Eldar bodies, aka they're just going to fly away and never let him get close to him. But small arms fire cannot interact with armor 12. And let me explain why that's a problem. For everybody who says, oh, my Dreadnought, poor Dreadnought in 7th edition. Let me explain. That is terrible for armies that want to play with troop choices, that want to play with stuff. They cannot, half of this army cannot interact with a single Dreadnought. So, for example, if you're playing multiple of those, I might as well have not, the Dark Eldar player might as well have not brought anything to the table except just 30 shots. It is unbelievable that, all these cool looking models, he doesn't even need to get out of the table. So it is a non-interactive game at this point. If I have 4 Razorbacks, the only things that can do anything is the high strength, low AP stuff, because every other model on the board can't do anything. So again, 7th edition, it's, even though the Dreadnought survives small arms fire, it is a /negative at 7th edition, where it is a non-interactive game with 80%, 70% of what the Dark Eldar is bringing. Conversely, kicking it to the 8th edition side, it is a full-on interactive game. Now, every model in that army, as that has been described thus so far, can interact with all that is the glory of this Dreadnought. So, let's put it in perspective to make sure people understand exactly what I'm saying. This model right here, who is shooting a poison attack. I'm going to be under the assumption that everything wounds everything potentially on a 6 in 40k, in 8th edition 40k. So, I assume that poison is pretty much going to go by the wayside against something like this. A poison attack might do something extra for a lower wound count model, a lower toughness model, or something of the sort. For example, if it's toughness 3, if it's toughness 4, it might do something better. But for all intents and purposes, the weapon that they shoot in 7th edition, wounds on a 4-up, can't do anything to armor value. In 8th edition, I have to assume that the poison element is going to be taken away, or to caveat, it always wounds shit on a 6-up. Right? Not unnecessarily on a 4. So I am getting ready to pull all 72 triggers of these models. I get to pull the trigger 100% of my models. I've already done all the strength 8 AP2. Now I get to pull the next 72 shots at this guy. Veterans, let this sink in for just a second. Take it all in. This is the largest number of dice ever being rolled on camera here at the Beats Lab. Here in my large bear-like hands are 72 long war dice. Hitting on 4s, wounding on 6s, a toughness 7 Dreadnought that had 8 wounds. I don't know what game I'm playing, but I want to play it. This is unreal. I've never thought in all the editions of 40k, the years that I've been playing, that it would ever come to this. Toughness 7, 8 wound Dreadnought. Unreal. All my little attacks are going to be able to do something. It is definitely now, again, worth shooting and pulling all the triggers on everything. And as you know, we've always talked about it, storm bolters off drop pods kill Terminators, not necessarily the las cannons. Okay, this roughly, can't even care to guess statistics on this or where I was at. Should have been around 48 hits or so. 35 hits. Okay, so now I need 6s. Ooh, that is a clutch of 6s right there. Okay, Dreadnought. 3-up saves. Okay, so finally, the Dreadnought took 5 total wounds. Now again, because he has a 3-up save. Now, I am saying that this Dreadnought is dead now because we rolled over all the shots, the 7 wounds that it already took from the Strength 8 AP2. So, it took almost every trigger to be pulled, every shot to be fired for the Dark Eldar army to kill the Dreadnought in 8th edition. Now, let me tell you why that's a positive thing. The Eldar player's interactive. The Eldar player's getting to see other stuff. I can only imagine how tough it's going to be for the Space Marine player to take down boats that have no more flying coffins, potentially. Now, all of a sudden, maybe toughness 6 with 7 wounds, 6 wounds, something of the sort, okay? Versus a 7th edition Dreadnought that only took the firepower of 9 Strength 8 AP2 Dark Lances to bring him down. Ladies and gentlemen, 40K is changing, and it's changing for the good. If you haven't already, stop what you're doing, head on over to thelongwar.net, become a veteran of the Long War today, so you can get all the juicy details of this battle report and the battle report breakdowns of all the other games. Thanks, everybody.